Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. Vince McMahon thinks that we are all his little puppets to be manipulated and pull our strings at his will. Some of you guys are falling for it out there, and I am here to do my job to educate you and pull you out of this stupidity. What was so wrong about WWE's Raw tonight? Stick around and find out. My name is Nick Nightmare, and you're watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's Monday Night Raw review. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My God, I can't anymore. Like, if you were okay with tonight's show, maybe you're a Shield guy, and that's okay. I don't care whether or not you like the Shield. You want to be a sheep? You want to fall for this crap? You go right ahead and do it. Before we go even any further, I want to apologize to everybody. I may sound a little bit off to you guys tonight. For those of you who listen to me all the time, you know I don't sound like this. I got a little bit of a cold coming on, or maybe it's just Monday Night Raw has made me sick and it's got my allergies all acting up. I'll blame Monday Night Raw for everything right now because that show was just an absolute abomination of a written show. I want to point out before we get into tonight's card some of the things and some of the reasons why tonight's Raw was so bad. You think I'm an idiot? WWE thinks I'm an idiot. They think you're an idiot. Do you know why they think you're an idiot? They don't even think we know what day it is. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Today is a holiday. It is a federal holiday, which means that there is not a courthouse or a judge in the world that is going to be available at 10 p.m. on a federal holiday to see this whole thing that they planned with the Shield. How stupid do you think we are? This is a television show, right? Oh, it's fictional. They're written. It's a storyline. Just enjoy the story. Fuck that. It's a storyline based in reality. They start the show wishing you a happy Labor Day. They tell you the date. It's Monday night, September the 3rd. Happy Labor Day, everybody. That means they're acknowledging the date, they're acknowledging the holiday, which means on the show, there is no fucking open court in the entire world. So I'm not an idiot. Now, if you want to just overlook that, maybe you're not looking as deeply into it as I am, maybe you want to forgive them that, because yeah, it's just a written TV show and they wrote this court segment and whatever, fine. You want to bypass that? Let's talk about fucking Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, coming out of last week's Monday Night Raw, had the one and only intriguing storyline that I was actually interested in. Kevin Owens quit. Nobody knew why. He was on a losing streak. He didn't perform well that night. He lost his match. He took his ball. He went home. We heard nothing from him on social media all week. We've heard nothing from WWE about his status, where they're going with it. It was an actual cliffhanger. Something intriguing. Something interesting. Where are they going with it? I was interested. These lazy bastards couldn't even hold on to that. They didn't even see what they had. 7 days later, Kevin Owens is back on Monday Night Raw attacking Bobby Lashley and is a part of this gang up on the Shield at the end of the show, and there is no acknowledgement of anything that happened last week. There's no explanation. You got Baron Dickhead walking around all night on the phone with Stephanie talking about the Shield being arrested and this and that. He's not addressing the Kevin Owens situation. Kevin Owens just shows up. He quit. It was interesting. 7 days later, he's back. Uninteresting, uninspired, lazy. And for what? To put Bobby Lashley in a powerbomb into the ring apron to the roaring crowd's approval, chanting for one more time. Not getting the reaction you want. That's what you do best at the WWE. How do they do that? How do they drop the ball so epically? And then all night long, you want everybody to get invested in the women's evolution. You want everybody to start caring about this pay-per-view. And you want to start building up matches and building intrigue for a pay-per-view that's going to be maybe once in a lifetime. Or maybe the beginning of something that's going to become a yearly tradition. And you want to put this on the backs of a couple of twins who are reality stars now, don't really care about the wrestling business, and you could tell just in their entrance tonight. What was with the Total Divas press release promo for the Bella Twins before they came out to take on the Riot Squad? And how fucked up is that? The Riot Squad, I have not been the biggest fan of the Riot Squad. Anybody that watches my show, you know that I enjoy Ruby Riot, but the other two, the Smurf Blower and the Lady Viking, Braun Strowman's little sister, I could care less about them, okay? But they have been building. You want to talk about doing stories with your courtroom drama and all the shit? They've been having this story recurring week after week that the Riot Squad is pretty badass. They've been beating Sasha and Bayley at every turn. They've been beating everybody they've thrown at them. Even when they were on SmackDown Live, they were just being built up and built up and built up as this real prominent new thing. For what? To be served on a silver platter to the Bella Twins? Now, at least the WWE had the frame of mind to not put Ruby Riott in the competition of this match. She was just on the outside. So Ruby does not get stained in any way by having to lose to the Bellas, a team that hasn't been around in weeks and can apparently beat this team in their first try. Poor Sasha and Bayley, right? I'm not a big fan of the Boston Connection. You know, I'm sorry, still can't say it. But what are they doing to them? Sasha and Bayley could not beat the Riot Squad week after week after week. These are two of the best women's wrestlers in the world. And these two reality stars, former divas, come in and just mop the floor up with two promising young superstars, two prospects that have been built up all year long, and now you have essentially killed their momentum. Just like you did to the Riot Squad. I'm sorry, and the Revival, rather. The Revival, for weeks, we are building up to this tag team championship getting in their hands. This has nothing to do with me being a fan of the Revival. This has to do with the story the WWE has been telling me for the last 2 months. Ever since the B team has won the championships, they've been nothing but a joke, and the Revival has been echoing that sentiment. They've been wanting to bring legitimacy back to the tag team division. We've seen them wrestle and lose in fluke victories to the B team, and then we've seen them wrestle in one-on-one matchups and defeat the B team. They earned another shot at the tag team championships, which was supposed to happen tonight, and we just scrapped everything unnecessarily to give the tag team championships to a makeshift tag team, a random pairing at best, who's not a part of the tag team division, who has no business involved in that storyline when they are involved with this whole thing with the Shield. And if your eyeballs are wide open and you're not a fucking idiot like I'm not, you know that Drew and Dolph only got those belts tonight so that Ambrose and Rollins can take it from them, most likely at Hell in a Cell. And then you'll have Roman keep his Universal Championship, and the Shield will be running around with all the gold, and the WWE is just trying to force their hand on you. Look at how the show ended tonight. Every single heel on the roster coming out. This wasn't a standoff between the roster and the Shield. This was every quote-unquote heel that we looked at. We saw Mike Kanellis. We had a Mike Kanellis sighting. We saw Mojo Rawley, Kevin Owens, Jinder Mahal, The Ascension. The Ascension had no business being out there. We saw the Authors of Pain. We saw Drew fucking Gulak out there getting in the face of Roman Reigns. This was not the roster trying to stop the assault of the Shield. This was the heels ganging up on your three favorite guys, the Hounds of Justice. Now they're going to be coming back looking for more fucking justice, and I'm already sick of it. Oh, they're doing something new. No, they're not. They are trying to get their way. I am not one of these sheep, one of you people that want to drink the coconut milk from Roman's tits. It's not me. Okay, I don't care about what they want to tell me. Especially when they're giving me stories that are somewhat intriguing that I want to hear them tell me, and then they just pull it last minute. Nah, fuck the revival, right? That's the hashtag. Fuck the revival. We got Drew and Dolph. We got to get the tag team championships into the Shield program. For what? It aggravates me. To no end. Everything that was done tonight, all of it, was all done to make everybody who is on the fence with the Shield and those of us who are completely against the Shield try to jump on board. You got Braun Strowman in the main event tonight with Finn Balor, a guy for the last 2 months you've been trying to tell me has been buddies with Braun Strowman. Now Braun Strowman wants to murder him. All of a sudden now he wants to murder his little buddy Finn Balor, who has had nothing to do with anything that the Shield did to him. So how is he mad at Finn Balor again? Can somebody explain these things? Where is the writing staff to craft the story in between? Tell me what's going on. Don't show me Jinder Mahal in the fucking ring sitting on a rug with Bobby Lashley chanting Shanti for 10 fucking minutes. You got that for me, right? You got 20 minutes for Alexa Bliss and Elias to just jibber-jab in the middle of the ring and say absolutely nothing. Accomplish absolutely nothing. But you don't got time to tell me what the hell matters. How did we get from point A to point B with Braun Strowman and Finn Balor? How did we get from last week to what happened tonight with a Kevin Owens? Absolutely unbelievable was tonight's show. And not in a good way. Not in that all-in way. All-in was by far nowhere near a perfect show. If you watched my review, you know I brought the hammer down on Cody and the gang where it was appropriate. I don't let anybody get away with it when they insult my intelligence. I've been watching wrestling for 4 decades, people. I know what good wrestling is. I know what good wrestling from the WWE is. But this is not 1985. We are not in the Hogan era. This is not the mid-2000s when John Cena was the only person that the McMahons wanted to push. We've been put through this before with him. We don't need it again with Roman Reigns. You think for 1 minute Roman Reigns is losing to Braun Strowman at Hell in the Cell? You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. The Shield will have all the gold by the time Hell in the Cell is over, and the mission will be complete in Vince McMahon's mind. There will be no way. There's no way the fans could be against him now. The entire roster of heels were sacrificed tonight to put over the Shield as babyfaces. They shouldn't have to do that. They should already be babyfaces, aren't they? So what was this for? To establish Braun as a heel? I thought that was established last week and just in his pairing with McIntyre and Ziggler. Not that it makes any sense, but that was the reason. What was the reason for this tonight? Who orchestrated this tonight? What is going on? Because it doesn't make any sense. You're going to come out next week and tell me Drake Maverick planned this whole fucking thing out? Drake Maverick with the Authors of Pain. I want to give this a chance. I've seen Drake Maverick in TNA when he was Rockstar Spud and he was managing some of the guys. He's a very entertaining individual. He's a very excellent speaker. But he looks very off. I mean, Paul Ellering was a little guy, but he just fit with them. I don't think he was as small as a Drake Maverick. And Drake Maverick standing there wearing the flak jacket and the cargo pants. These guys looked more like the Shield than the Shield did. unbelievable this night. Let's talk about this card. Let's get through this fucking card so we can get the hell out of here. My throat is killing me, and it's hot as fuck in here, and we need to just get, because I don't even want to recall this show. I really didn't even want to come in here and do this because my brain is just so done with Vince and everybody trying to tell me how to feel. With all you assholes that come at me on Twitter trying to tell me to enjoy the show. Everybody filling my comment section with, oh, I'm a hater and I don't enjoy wrestling. I enjoy the shit out of wrestling. I enjoy Wednesday night to the fullest. I enjoyed myself watching All In, with the exception of Joey Ryan and the Penis Brigade. But that's another story that we talked about on another day. When you give me good wrestling, I don't get like this. I don't get like this on Tuesdays that often either. So shut your mouth and realize what I'm saying. Raw is garbage. Raw is Vince McMahon's personal playpen, and he's going to get what he wants. He's going to highlight Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins. There was probably some real smart guy in the creative room. There's got to be at least one of them, and I hope that he tries. And he probably tried, and he said, oh, Mr. McMahon, sir, I wrote this awesome angle for Ember Moon, sir. And then you got Vince, Amber Bloom, fuck her. We got the Bella Twins. Put them on all night long. Give them 3 segments. Tell them they'll train Ronda Rousey. What? The Bella Twins offering to train Ronda Rousey? Is that even a real... Somebody really thought to tell them to say that? If that's not the biggest joke you've ever heard in your life. Probably the funniest line written for the entire show. Oh, if you need some help training, we got your back. Are you kidding me? That's like asking Eva Marie for training advice. The fuck out of here. What are the Bella Twins going to teach a UFC Hall of Famer? Explain that. The Bella Twins defeated the Riot Squad. The Riot Squad got a jobber intro. They didn't even show the Riot Squad coming out this week. It's usually on the list of things to do. But we had to hear JoJo talk about the upcoming season premiere of Total Divas and the 2 most busiest women in Hollywood. Get the fuck out of here. This is wrestling. We don't give a shit about Hollywood. Go film your fucking shows and stay there. Be executive producers. Come back. Help train the new generation. Go away from my television. I'll watch you on Total Divas. I will watch Total Bellas. I don't need yous in the ring anymore. We need Ember Moons and Ruby Riots. Sasha Banks. We don't need fucking Dana Brooke. We'll get to that in a minute. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable defeat the Ascension. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Random. Just thrown at us, no explanation, no story behind it, lazy. Oh, what do you got for Bobby Roode this week? Oh, I don't know. He used to be a tag team, didn't he? Wasn't he a good tag team wrestler when he was in that other place? Yeah, he was like a tag team champion a bunch of times. Yeah, but he was an NXT World Champion. Ah, fuck that. We don't care about NXT. Let's put him in the tag division. Well, who do we got to give him in the tag division? Well, we got that other tag team kid. What's his name? Chad Gable. They kind of look like they could be related. They could be brothers. Why don't we throw them together? For what reason are they together? A random chance encounter in the backstage area? Oh, hey, you kind of look like me with a beard. You kind of look like me if you were 10 feet shorter and with some longer hair. And a bandana and a headband around your head, Mr. Gable. The Glorious Gables. Again, like with Drake Maverick, I want to give this a chance. I sit here and tell you guys they're not doing nothing with Bobby Roode, they're not doing nothing with Chad Gable, so I would feel sort of hypocritical if I don't try to give it a chance. I mean, at least they're doing something with them now. Not that it's going to matter, because what good are they in the tag team division right now? What is it going to matter? They got their first victory tonight against the Ascension, a team that last week I told you we read their last rites to them on last week's episode. The Ascension are more dead than The Undertaker. And that's even more so tonight. It's as if they resurrected them just to kill them again. By losing to a ragtag put together in a half-a-second tag team, no tag team experience, then they made sure to have the Ascension point this out before the match. Oh, you got no experience. First time teaming together. We're NXT Tag Team Champions. You're garbage now. Vince could care less about the Ascension. They had a great look, they had a great gimmick, and now they are just garbage. Fed to these two guys like the garbage Vince sees them as. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, we're going to have to see where this goes. They're going to have to get some sort of a name, some sort of a gimmick that goes together. Maybe Chad Gable's going to start coming out in fucking robes. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. Just like everything they're doing with Elias doesn't make sense to me. Elias has apparently just become the weekly time filler. Alright, Elias, go out there, take your guitar, say some shit about the town we're in. We'll figure out what we're going to do. We'll send somebody out to interrupt you. We're not sure who it's going to be. We've seen Trish Stratus come out and smack him in the face last week. Now this week we got Alexa Bliss coming out. We think we're going to see the same thing, but Alexa Bliss is from Ohio, and she played it up to the Ohioans, got them all cheering on her side, and then did what all good heels do and put everybody down. But this went on for way too long. It served no purpose but to make Elias look like a fool. Use him to promote the women's division again for some reason, which makes absolutely no sense. And then have a match with Alexa Bliss versus Natalya. Did you care? I didn't care. Especially since all this trio nonsense has to keep going on. I don't know why we have to have a pack mentality with everybody. At least if you're going to do it right. Nobody has an identity. Everybody's just hanging out in groups. Nameless, no unity, nothing that bands them together, no string that ties them together, no relationship that ties them together. Just, there's Alicia Fox, there's Mickie James. Go with Alexa tonight. Ronda, you can have Natty and this one. What? Whatever happened to one-on-one? One-on-one actually being one-on-one. Alexa Bliss gets Natty to tap out to an ugly-ass armbar. It was not good. She didn't execute it very well at all. After the match, more shenanigans. Alicia Fox jumps in and gets thrown out. Alexa Bliss chop blocks Ronda Rousey, throws her into the steps, all kinds of nonsense that I didn't really give two shits about. The only thing that was interesting to me in this whole thing is Ronda Rousey, as she decided to start teeing off on Alexa Bliss, seemed to, I don't know, maybe tweak her shoulder or pull a muscle, because after that she wasn't moving her right arm very well at all. So I'm hoping that the champ is not injured. Hopefully she's okay and that she didn't do anything serious. Maybe it was just a stinger or whatever, but I noticed it. And I'm sure you guys did as well. Hopefully she's okay. And Ronda goes and helps Natalya up and gets her out of the ring. The Revival are interviewed by Charlie Caruso about the B Team, calling them a mockery when Drew and Dolph Ziggler attacked them. I, at the time, had no idea where this was going, and then we would shortly find out, as Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre would defeat the B Team in place of the Revival. Makes no sense at all. But we talked about that at the beginning already. The Authors of Pain defeated a couple of jobbers. This is going right back to the beginning with these guys. 1 week they're fighting Titus Catering and everybody else in the back. And then the next week they're fighting jobbers. And then the next week they'll fight another tag team, Heath Slater and Rhino. And then they're back to fighting jobbers. Now at least they have Drake Maverick. Maybe this is a complete relaunch. Maybe this is going back to square one. The Authors of Pain over the last few weeks have been given promos to do, and they've come off absolutely terribly. They need a mouthpiece. Drake Maverick as that mouthpiece? Not too sure about it. But like I said, you guys, let's give it a chance, because Rockstar Spud could do something special with these guys. He's promising to make them tag team champions. That remains to be seen. We have to see more of the Bella Twins. Ronda Rousey and Natty are backstage talking about Natty, making sure Natty's okay, and then it becomes all about the Bellas once again. Natalya left. I don't know why. I guess there wasn't enough screen time for Natty. You've been on TV enough, you had the match go away. I didn't understand this. The Bellas call Ronda Rousey the greatest champion ever. I'll let that slide only because of where she came from. And the only reason they came back was for her. They came back for Ronda Rousey. Why? On what planet does Nikki Bella find herself in the same league as a Ronda Rousey? Brie Bella came back for Ronda Rousey. Why? She didn't come back for Daniel Bryan to be on the road with her family. She didn't come back because she wanted to be the Raw Women's Champion or the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Coincidentally, isn't Brie Bella a member of the SmackDown Live roster? What the fuck is she doing on Monday Night Raw with her sister with no explanation? Doesn't Nikki Bella want to be a champion again? Didn't she come back to Raw to get the belt? You came back for Ronda Rousey. No, you came back to mooch off of the publicity you will get for being involved with the baddest woman on the planet for your new season of Total Divas. Fuck out of here. This next segment is another part of the night I kind of have mixed feelings about, because you can never go wrong if you're going to watch HBK do a promo. We don't see him that often, so it's very easy to take, no matter what he wants to talk about. We all knew he was coming to talk about the Triple H versus The Undertaker matchup coming up at Super Showdown. Why we needed to hear his input in the middle of the ring on a Monday Night Raw and not on a nice little piece on WWE.com for people to download and watch at their leisure, I don't know. But it is Shawn Michaels, so I was okay with it. And then The Undertaker decides he's going to crash the party. Shawn Michaels says Triple H is still the game. He's looking to cerebrally assassinate The Undertaker. All kinds of great stuff, because Shawn Michaels is a mastersmith at promos. Just like The Undertaker is, The Undertaker wants to come out and address the situation with Shawn Michaels. My first problem with this goes back to WrestleMania season. John Cena. I never liked talking about John Cena, but John Cena spent months calling out The Undertaker, asking him for an answer, right? Nothing. He didn't give him nothing. He just showed up at WrestleMania and squashed John Cena. We haven't seen him since, right? But now, Shawn Michaels is in the ring talking about this match, which he has nothing to do with, really. And now The Undertaker will come out. It just, when you look at things like that, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. Why wouldn't he come out then, but he's going to come out and address this now? Because it's Triple H? Because they're fucking up the end of the era that they've already scripted? Because they're shitting all over everything that these guys already put their heart and soul into and concluded? For the sake of a show that means nothing, so they have to make it feel better or bigger than it is. Think about it, you guys. Do you really want to see The Undertaker versus Triple H in the next couple of weeks, knowing what we know? I want them to make me sit here when I do my Super Showdown review and make me eat my words. That's what I want. But as of right now, you're going to give me a 56 or whatever year old he is Undertaker with a newly replaced hip and whatever versus Triple H, who we all know can still at least wrestle, but he's nowhere near what he was in that Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania with The Undertaker. We still don't have a valid reason why this is happening. It doesn't make sense. I just don't understand. And then you want to designate big chunks of time on Monday Night Raw to promote a match that is essentially meaningless, is a clash between two legends that kind of shouldn't be happening. I would have much rather them take this opportunity to possibly try to, if you're going to give me a Legends match, give me one I haven't seen. Give me one that wouldn't tarnish a legacy that means so much to so many fans around the world. Why not try to entice Sting back into the ring? You're never going to have it happen at WrestleMania. He has made mention that he's been feeling better and that it would not be out of the realm of possibility to maybe get one more match in before he calls it quits. That's a money match. That's something to do. Epic, Australia. Super Showdown. That's a Super Showdown. I'm getting too negative because at the end of the day, we had a great promo between Triple H and The Undertaker. It was very good. You get the same goosebumps you got 20 years ago. But that's the problem. This isn't 20 years ago. They're not the same men that they were. And the fact that they're not writing promos and storylines like this for their younger talent is what is killing Monday Night Raw. You want to put all this effort, all this TV time behind a match that's going to be happening for the last time, which is what you said last time. I just don't care. Sasha Banks and Bayley, the Boston Connection, defeated Dana Brooke and Ember Moon. This is the best you had for Ember Moon. You teamed her with a walking sausage to lose to the Boston. Ember Moon is losing because she's being paired with Dana Brooke. No explanation behind the pairing. Is Ember Moon being recruited by Titus Worldwide? Did they become friends backstage? Is Dana keeping stats for Ember Moon's career with all the zeros she's had to be writing in the win column lately? And the appearance column for Ember Moon? 0, 0, 0. Your stats are 0, Ember. Why don't you come tag team with me? Makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. After this, we had the Jinder Mahal meditation session with Boring Trashley. Why don't you just ask everybody at home to change the channel? Why don't you? You don't have to give me any further reason than that. All for Kevin Owens to come out and attack Bobby Lashley. Why? He quit! But he's back, and he's beating up Bobby Lashley while he's trying to get his Shanti on. Shanti! More like shitty! This is the best you got. 6 days later, this is how you bring Kevin Owens back to TV. With an inevitable program which will end up with him losing to Boring Trashley. Braun Strowman defeats Finn Balor in the main event of the night. Thankfully, I will find one positive for you guys as we're getting towards the end of this thing. Thankfully, we didn't have to see Constable Dickhead, Constable Mid-Carter versus Finn Balor for the 19th time in 6 weeks. At least they changed it. I don't know if they were seeing what I was seeing on social media and decided at the last minute to change, or if this was truly the plan all along, just so that they can have the Shield come back and stop. See, here's another carefully orchestrated step by Vince McMahon. The beloved Finn Balor, Balor Club for Everybody, is at the mercy, laying in a heap with 3 sharks circling his body when, whoop, whoop, with a police fucking escort who gets arrested for inciting a riot, goes through their fucking arraignment and everything in about 2 hours' time, and then gets escorted back to the place where they were kicked out of for inciting said riot by the fucking police. Go ahead, say something. You know you feel like an idiot now. If you didn't before, I hope I educated you. And if the WWE made you feel like a fucking idiot with this show, then you need to hit that subscribe button right fucking now, because this is the only show you will ever need. I do not sugarcoat anything. I give it to you the way it is. This is not the way wrestling is supposed to be written. And no, ass clown, I don't think it's real, and I do take it seriously because it's a television show. Don't you enjoy other television shows outside of professional wrestling? Of course I do. Am I Am I as hard as on them as I am on the WWE? You're damn fucking right I am. I don't watch The Walking Dead anymore. You know why? Because it fucking sucks now. I still tune in, but I don't watch it the way I used to. I don't look forward to it. I don't anticipate it. It's just on so that I can see where they're going. And once they get back on track, I will be there. That's what I hope for here. I come here to try to educate you guys and to make you see my opinion, which I'm entitled to, and hope that maybe one day we could all get together and change the tide. Do I think that's a reality? Absolutely fucking not. There are people 100 times my size with the exact same message, and it's getting nowhere near Vince McMahon's ears. I don't expect to change. I don't expect a job. I don't expect any of that thing. All I want to do is talk wrestling with my friends and my fans, and I give it to you unfiltered. You want to talk Raw? This show is Raw. And that's how we're going to go off. That was tonight's Monday Night Raw review, you guys. I can't take this shit no more. I hope tomorrow night SmackDown Live, I'm hearing a couple of things that I'm already going to get ready to start swinging about, because as I talked about in last week's SmackDown Live review, I wouldn't be surprised if they put Charlotte and Becky in the Hell in a Cell, and I don't want that, but we'll talk more about that tomorrow if that indeed is what's going to happen. All the matches they announced for next week's Monday Night Raw are exactly what we saw this week, so expect the same type of review if you tune in next Monday night. But if you want to hear me be happy and be positive and enjoy things, you can check out my all-in review that went up. I almost said NXT. But that's another thing. You want to check me out in a positive light? I got NXT coverage on here. Watch me talk about House of Glory Wrestling. Watch me talk about All In. Watch me do my wrestling unboxings. We had the August unboxing go up. There's plenty of positivity on this channel, but it's only given when deserved. And tonight, all they deserve is a fucking hammer to the skull. Thank you guys so much. Do not forget, if you enjoyed today's episode and you are still here 37 minutes and 14 whatever seconds it is into this broadcast, make sure you share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world, and make sure they get infected with the hammer, because we are bringing it, and we bring it down hard every single Monday night, Tuesday night, following all pay-per-view events and any breaking news that I think you guys need to know of. Make sure you do that. Drop the hammer down on that like button. Let's try to get this video to 50 likes. If you enjoyed today's broadcast, smash that thumbs up. Let me know that you did. But most importantly, help us get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as humanly possible by hitting that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell so that you do not miss a goddamn thing, because we don't stop. And tomorrow night, the next stop is SmackDown Live, and I hope to see each and every one of you bastards there. Thank you all for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show and the Wrestling God of Thunder. My little buddy, my world heavyweight champion of microphones, Mr. Blue, the Snowball Microphone. We are so glad to be with you. Thank you all once again so very much. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, where we do not fuck around with our wrestling.